Thanks to Top Press and NetGalley, I received an advanced reader's copy of In the Shadow of the Fall by Tobi Ogundiran. In Shadow of the Fall follows the story of Ashake, an Orisha follower worshipper. And Ashake, in the course of trying to relieve herself of the frustration of not being heard or spoken to by the gods, tries to entrap a god herself, an Orisha, issue in particular. And because of a misstep in her rituals, she set off a chain of events that could possibly, upset the balance or in the cosmic realm, and yes, in the whole world. So Ashake has to set everything straight. However, she can't do this without the help of, without guidance by experienced priests or worshippers or votives of the gods. Ashake embarks on the journey of self-discovery, but also running for her life, as the ritual misstep alerts and sets formidable forces on her heels. In the Shadow of the Fall is a compelling read. It has really personable characters. Ashake herself, being the hero, is quite annoying, I'd say, personally. But Tobi writes his characters very well. They are relatable. We have Ashake herself, who, while you're reading, you will be able to empathize with her frustration, not being able to move up, or not being able to move up to the next level, or not getting feedback from authorities as you would like them to. Also be able to connect with a mentor of hers, who a would-be mentor of hers, Bafatai. I felt he was, the mentor type, who is a Babalao, but as Ashake finds out, is even more powerful than that. And then wonders, as we too would wonder, why he remains demure, just to blend in amongst the other elders in the council. And then we have, and I think this for me, it's really the height of Tobi's mastery in storytelling, for you to be able to really connect with a villain. And yes, there is a villain in this book with that I feel that everyone would be able to relate with. He is Yaruddin. He is also a worshipper, but he is not corporeal in the sense he's not a physical being. He steals bodies just to remain, to survive, and to be able to fulfill his obligations or his duty. However, I feel that the compelling quality of Yaruddin as a villain is really his pure drive, sheer drive, or pure drive to perform his duty to his god, to his Orisha. And even if that runs in antithesis to the motives or the agenda of a hero, as you would like, it's admirable. That's what I would say. And in the way that Tobi uses his words to express the fabric or the substance of his characters, I really appreciate that quality. I really appreciate the delivery, as Tobi has done in this book. In the Shadow of the Fall is a duology. It's the first part of a duology, and it's a novella. So yes, if you're worried about reading a thick read, if you're concerned that it might be a thick read, then you can rest easy. It's a novella, quite quick. I think you can read it in a sitting, as I did. But it's well packaged, it's well paced, and even in the delivery of the story, as You might think that because Tobi is of Yoruba descent, that he would be telling this kind of stories quite effortlessly. But I think by these few points, first, the sentences that he writes are taut. The dialogue is tight. There are pithy catchphrases that you would really like in there. The imagery that he infuses into his story, they are true to to Yoruba oratory, more or less. With the expressions or the use or the references to effigies, to orishas, to the different gods and their persona, the dynamics between the gods, and even in the language that he uses, it really feels like you are listening to an old creation tale. And I really enjoyed that about the book. It made it really easy, and I believe that even in that way, In the Shadow of the Fall is accessible to everyone. So In the Shadow of the Fall, beautiful cover, I must say, as well, very whimsical, and it speaks to the beauty of the story between its covers. Looking for a great book to read by a black fantasy writer, I would really recommend In the Shadow of the Fall by Tobi Ogundiran. If you've read it, please let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and until the next one, happy reading.